Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into LiveOne Inc.'s latest SEC filing. Let's just say they've been busy. We'll decode what their recent financial announcements and future plans might really mean for you. Before we jump in, if you are new here and you love getting the real story behind corporate news straight from the source, make sure you are subscribed, and if you want to connect with other savvy investors and discuss these filings in more detail, join our Discord community. The link is in the description below. So we're looking at a report from LiveOne Incorporated. They put out some information about their recent performance and what is happening next. It looks like they're sharing news about their operating and financial highlights for the third quarter and the 9 months that ended back on the 31st of December of last year, that is 2025. This is what is called a Form 8K filing. Think of it as a company's way of telling the public about important events that just happened. It is not their regular big report, but it is for things that investors and the public need to know about right away. This just tells us the legal reason they're filing this report. It is all about keeping the markets informed and transparent. The report itself is dated the 12th of February 2026. This is the day they officially submitted this document to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC for short. And the company we're focused on is LiveOne Incorporated. You might know them from their stock ticker LVO, which is traded on the NASDAQ Capital Market. For those keeping track, they're incorporated in Delaware and have a tax identification number of 98-0657263. Their main public offering is common stock, which is basically ownership in the company. It has a very small stated value, 1/1000th of a dollar per share. Now, let's get to the meat of it. Item 2.02 is where companies report results of operations and their financial condition. LiveOne Incorporated issued a press release on the 12th of February 2026. This press release dives into how they did financially during the third quarter and for the first 9 months of their fiscal year, which ended on the 31st of December of 2025. This press release, labeled here as Exhibit 99.1, is essentially the company's official announcement of its financial health. It is what they've decided to share publicly about their performance. Then we have Item 7.01, which is about Regulation FD disclosure. This rule is important because it ensures that when a company shares important information with certain people, like big investors, they have to share it with everyone at the same time. In relation to this, on the 11th of February 2026, the day before this report was filed, LiveOne Incorporated put out another press release. This one announced that they were planning to have a conference call and an audio webcast on the 12th of February. The purpose of this call was to give a business update and to discuss those third quarter financial results we just mentioned. So they were preparing everyone for the news they were about to release. Normally in these filings we'd be looking at detailed financial tables showing revenue, profits and all sorts of important numbers. However, this particular Form 8K is more of an announcement that they have released their financial information and that they will be discussing it. The actual detailed financial tables are in the press release that is attached as Exhibit 99.1. The filing here is just telling us that the news is out and that a discussion is planned. And finally, the report is signed off by Ryan Carhart, who holds the title of Chief Financial Officer. This means he is responsible for the company's financial reporting, and his signature confirms that this information is accurate to the best of his knowledge. Now, looking at this filing itself, it is a bit light on the actual numbers we usually dig into on Corporate Decoder. It is more of a heads up that a financial announcement has been made and will be discussed. The real story, the numbers that show if LiveOne Incorporated is doing well or not, are in those attached press releases. Without those exhibits, we can't do a deep dive into revenue growth, profitability, or any of the metrics that really tell us about the company's health. However, we can infer a few things. The fact that they are holding a conference call shortly after releasing their results suggests they believe they have something positive or at least noteworthy to discuss. Companies typically do this to explain their performance, answer investor questions, and potentially provide forward-looking guidance. From a broader perspective, understanding a company's financial performance is crucial. It is not just about abstract numbers, it is about what those numbers mean for the company's ability to grow, innovate, and compete for LiveOne Incorporated. Their ability to generate revenue and manage costs directly impacts their capacity to invest in new content, technology, or market expansion. When we can't see the detailed financials in the filing itself, it means we really need to pay attention to those linked exhibits, the press releases, and investor presentations. That is where you'll find the breakdown of their financial condition. For example, we'd want to see if their revenue is increasing or decreasing compared to previous periods, what their profit margins look like, and how much debt they are carrying. The critical thing to remember is that these 8K filings are often just the messenger. They're announcing that news has been delivered. To truly decode what is happening with a company like LiveOne Incorporated, we need to get our hands on the details, which in this case are in those attached press releases. So my take on this specific filing is that it is a procedural step. It is signaling that financial information has been released and will be discussed. The real analysis will come when we look at the content of those press releases. Are they showing growth? Are there concerns about expenses? Are they hinting at new strategies? That is what we'll be looking for in the associated exhibits to truly understand the direction of LiveOne Incorporated. Without those details, it is hard to say if the company is on solid ground or facing challenges. It is a bit like being told there is a delicious meal prepared but not being allowed to see or taste it yet. Alright, that is our quick look at this LiveOne Incorporated filing. What is your initial reaction to this announcement? Do you think this is a sign of good things to come or just standard corporate communication? Drop your thoughts in the comments below if you found this quick rundown useful. A like goes a long way, and don't forget to subscribe for more decoding of corporate news. And again, check out the Discord link in the description to join the conversation. Thanks for watching. See you next time.